Good evening. Thank y'all for coming tonight. I want to, first of all, let you know that if you are here tonight, you should be a parent of a junior or a senior, because this is the focus of the study that I'm actually doing, okay? What you're here for is a Grambling High School Parental Involvement Education Program, focusing on the future, the importance of the ACT. At this time, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I'm doing this study, okay? I am enrolled at Grambling State University in the Educational Leadership Program. And part of that program is to actually conduct research that can either benefit my high school or give me more ideas of what the problem is at my high school, okay? So we had to kind of figure out a problem at our school, and then we had to address that problem by conducting research about that problem to see if we can make improvements. So, as most of you know, every October we receive a school performance score, okay? So from year to year we receive the school performance scores, and they are based on different things, okay? One of the things that they're based on is the certification of our faculty and staff. Are our faculty and staff highly qualified? Do they have teaching degrees? Okay, that's one of the factors. Okay, all of the other factors, though, is based on student performance. Okay, so a large portion of our school performance score is based on your child's performance. Okay, the first thing is called the graduation rate. When a student enrolls in Grambling High School as a 9th grader, the state of Louisiana says in 4 years they should graduate. Okay? We all know bumps in the road happen. A student might not be so successful in a class. A student might have an illness. A student might miss days due to other circumstances and maybe fail a class. So that is one of the problems of getting our students out of here 4 years. Okay? So what we did for that was we bought a program called Edgenuity, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that later. Edgenuity is a program so that if a student has fallen behind in a certain class or certain area, then we can enroll that student in that program to let them catch up, so that they legitimately have every opportunity to graduate in 4 years. Okay? I'll talk to you a little bit about Edgenuity a little later. Another thing that they judge our school performance score on is our EOC test results. Okay? Last year, our junior class from last year, which are our seniors this year, did an excellent job on the EOC test. Okay? We had very great results in our U.S. history area and our English 3 area. Okay? As a matter of fact, this is my 24th year teaching, and that's the most success that I have ever had in my 24 years teaching. So I would like to give my appreciation to the seniors of this year for receiving those great results. Okay, EOC test results will be calculated in biology, Algebra 1, Geometry, English 2, English 3, and U.S. history. Okay, so our scores were so much better last year. We grew by 19% in that area, which was wonderful. Okay, however, we get to the next part, which is our ACT. And our ACT results basically is what changed us from a C school the prior year to D school this year. You're kind of at a juxtaposition as a teacher, because the EOC tells you take your time, it's not time, read everything closely, take your time, find the answers in the text, you know, take as much time as you need to figure out the answers of this test. But the ACT is right the opposite of that. It's preparing them for speed and quickness, and you got to know it, you got to go on, and you don't have a lot of time to calculate answers or to find answers in text. So our students have a lot of requirements on them, okay? But our ACT scores plummeted last year. As a matter of fact, what they do is they take the juniors and the seniors, and they look at all of their scores for in the spring, and they say who's college ready and who's not college ready. Okay? The prior year, we were 43% college ready. That meant a little bit less than half of our seniors and our juniors were ready for college. Okay? This year, it's not the case. We've made a lot of growth already this year, but we still have a long way to go, and that's why we are focusing on the performance of the ACT test, and that's why I've invited y'all here tonight. Okay? So as far as my classes go over at the university, here is my focus. Let's study to see if forming a partnership with parents can help us improve our ACT scores. Because the ACT scores are beneficial to the school, they're of course beneficial to the student, and they're really beneficial to the parents. And I'm going to show you why. Okay? So I thank you for coming here tonight because you are part of my study. And you have an opportunity to duck out anytime you want to, but I want you to stick it through so that my data can be accurate, my ideas, my findings, and hopefully our scores will go up. Okay? So the first thing that I want to do is I want to give you an overview about the study. Okay? I have to ask your permission to conduct research on your child. Okay? I have consent forms that have been approved by the IRB committee at Grambling State University. This consent allows me to actually study your child to see if their ACT scores improve after you form this partnership with me. Within that consent, I let you know the requirements of the study, and I also give you an agenda of every meeting that we have. And that sounds like a lot. When I say every meeting we only have 4. Okay? There's only 4 meetings. And every time, I promise you, you're going to get a gift and a food, okay? So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible and as short as possible. But right now, I want you to kind of focus that that is a requirement of the study. And also a requirement of the study is guiding your child. Guiding your child through this very, very important time of their lives. They're getting ready to end their high school career and start on a new career, whether it be higher education or vo-tech school or straight into the job community. You have to understand that we want every one of our students to be successful, okay? And their success basically is a product of our teaming up and working together to provide them with those tools that they need, okay? There are all kinds of benefits to this study. Of course, you're going to learn some things about what kind of money's out there for your kid. You're going to learn some things about what do they really need to know. You're going to learn some things about what kind of scholarships are they qualified for. Okay? And hopefully, we're going to improve our scores so that we can get more scholarships and your students will have the tools that they need for success. And in the end, our school performance score will improve as well. Right now, we are very, very close to turning around that D score and bringing it back up to a C. I don't want it to be a C. I want it to be a B. I want it to move to an A. I want this school to be what it has the capability and the possibility of being. There is nowhere else in these surrounding schools where a kid, when they come to school in 9th grade, they're enrolled in a university core 4 curriculum. Nowhere else. A lot of these other schools, they look at students' test scores from elementary and maybe middle school and say, that kid's not going to college. Let's put them in this basic skills. They're never going to college. Let's do that. And they're not even enrolled in classes that can get them to a 4-year university. But we here at Grambling High School have faith in every single student. Okay? What they do, how they perform, will show what they've received in the end. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to pass out the consent forms now so that you can have them. And at the end of this presentation, I need for you, if you agree to this study, I need those returned to me and signed. Okay? Alright. The first step that I have to do in my research is to gather information. Okay? I have to gather information about you. I'm not trying to be nosy. This whole thing is anonymous. It's not, I'm not going to know, oh, look at what so-and-so's mama turned in, or look at what so-and-so's dad turned in. It's nothing like that. It's anonymous. It's going to ask questions that you think I'm just trying to be nosy, but I'm not. Here's the deal. I need to know where you stand. What do you know? What kind of degree do you have? Do you want your child to go to college? Do you think your child will go to a community college? I want to know those things because I have to have some kind of idea of where you stand, your thought process. Okay? So this is a survey where all you have to do is check yes or check no. It's a very simple survey. It's not going to take us a lot of time. So I want to pass out those surveys now, and I want you to make those selections, and I will have a student that's here helping me collect those surveys. Let's talk a little bit now about scores needed for the ACT. First thing you need to realize, when I told you about that school performance score and our ACT results, here's the deal. If our students score 0 to 17 on the composite, we get no points for that student. Okay? Our student has to score an 18 for our school to receive any points. We actually receive more points if the student scores a 20 or above, more points if they score 23 or above, and even more points if they score 27 or above. Okay? The composite scores are beneficial to you because you need to know that there is money out there for your child. There's money out there and available, ready for your child. Okay? The first thing you have to understand is if your child receives an 18 on the composite score, our school will receive points that that child is successful. Okay? But if your child scores a 20 or above, 20 to 22, and maintains a 2.5 GPA on their core courses, meaning English, Math, Social Studies, and Science, they can receive the TOPS Opportunity Award, which is their tuition can be paid at a Louisiana public university. That's great. Their tuition can be paid at a Louisiana public university. Okay, that's great. If they score a 23 on their composite score, and they have a 3.0 GPA on their core courses, English, Science, Math, Social Studies, they can receive the TOPS Performance Award, which means that they get their tuition paid, and they get an additional $400 a year if they go to a school in Louisiana. Now, if they get a 27 composite with a 3.0 on their core courses, they're going to get the TOPS Honors Award, which is their tuition paid plus $800 a year. Now, this is this would be in addition to any other scholarships that your child might receive. So you understand that the ACT is very important because you can have a child being paid to go to school. If they qualify for TOPS and then they receive additional scholarships then that child can really have a good foundation financially for college. You don't want them to have to take out loans. You don't want them to have to pay those back over a period of time. You want their tuition paid, so that's the key. I'm trying to show you that that is very beneficial to the student. It's very beneficial to you. Okay? Now, with that being said, I want you to see this little last dot right here. It says maintain GPAs in college. You can't just graduate, get the TOPS award, and then say, yay, I got TOPS and I'm set for life. No, that student still has to work hard. They have to maintain GPAs when they go to college. So please understand, if they get a 2.5 with a 20, when they go to college, they need to make a 2.5 on those core courses. Okay? It's not like you just get it and that's it, you're wonderful. You have to maintain it. Okay? So that's what I want you to understand you have to do. Alright, let's look at college readiness scores. And first and foremost, I want to go over these scores and then I want to bring your attention to some things that I have around the room. To be college ready right now, and they say successful in college, a student needs to make an 18 on the English section. In math, they really need to make a 22. In reading, they need to make a 22. And in science, they need to make a 23. If they can make those benchmark scores, then they can be successful in those areas. For dual enrollment courses, students who are a junior or a senior, they can enroll in college university courses and get those out of the way. We have large amounts of students at this school that are dually enrolled in Grambling State University and Grambling High School at the same time. Some of our seniors last year basically graduated and they began school as sophomores. So it's a tremendous program, and again, it's taken away, it's helping you out financially again, if your student qualifies for this. Alright? So we have over here for dual enrollment, they have to make an 18 in English, math a 19, science an 18. University requirements vary per place. That's why I want to share this sheet of paper with you right now. Okay? This sheet of paper tells you that here is a few of the universities and their requirements. It frustrates me a lot when I have a student sit in my classroom and says, I want to go to LSU. I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. I would love that. I want you to go here and be a doctor or a lawyer. But here are the requirements for LSU. You have to have an ACT composite of a 25, and you have to have a 3.0 GPA on your core courses. Okay? I want to go to Louisiana Tech, ULL, UNO. Okay? You have to have a 2.5 GPA on your core courses and a 23 ACT composite score. Okay, I want to go to Grambling, LSUA, LSUS, McNeese, Nichols, Northwestern, Southeastern, Southern A&M, SUNO, ULM. Okay? Well, you have to have a 2.0 on your core GPA courses, and you have to have a 20 composite score. Okay? So, in our class of seniors right now, we have students qualified for Grambling, LSUA, LSUS, McNeese, Nichols, Northwestern, Southeastern, Southern A&M, SUNO, and ULM. We have 2 students that are qualified for Louisiana Tech, Lafayette, UNO, and the other schools that I listed. All other students at this time are qualified for community colleges or junior colleges, which is not a bad thing because most of them are partnered on 4-year university circuits. But you got to understand, scholarships are limited, remedial courses are required. You got to understand that. So that's why it's important for us to focus on this ACT. I want our students to have options when they graduate. I want them to be able to say the college that they want to go to. I want them to be able to say, if you want to go to LSU to be a doctor, you can go to LSU and be a doctor. It's not going to magically happen. It's going to take teachers working, it's going to take students working, and it's going to take y'all working too. It's going to take y'all helping us help your child's dreams come true. Okay? All right, so let's talk about where we stand. As you can see, right over here to the right of me, there is a bulletin board. And that bulletin board has my rising stars on it. Okay? There are students' names on here that are very close to one of these components. Okay? So I want the rising stars to go ahead and go over here on my other two areas in my classroom. As you can see, I have an apple over here. And I say the seniors are the apples of my eye. Okay? They are the apples of my eye. That's what I want people to be. I want them to be apples when they graduate from this school. These scores over here are color coordinated. If you see your child's name in yellow, then that means that they have met the college readiness score for English. They have met the requirements for dual enrollment for English. If you see them in red, then they have met the college requirement for dual enrollment mathematics. Okay? And you see I have one student's name that's in purple. And that means that he has met the ACT 18 or above. But he hasn't got the English or the math yet. Okay? So what I want is I want to have to buy apples and put all over this room. That's what I want to happen. In the very back of the room, you'll see my budding juniors. And they're on the tree. And those juniors are people who have scored the 18 or above on their composite score. If they have an asterisk by their name, if they just have their name up there, then they've scored 18 or above on the English. And they're qualified for dual enrollment. You see that I don't have a math student qualified in the junior class. I only have 2 in the senior class. So that's why during third period, I have asked the 2 math teachers to team up and bring our seniors in and to focus on math skills with them so that we can grow those scores, get those scores better. Okay? And I'm going to outline what we're doing in English class to try to make those scores improve as well. Okay? So where do we stand? Where do you stand right now? You want to know right now, oh, I see my kid's name over here, I see my kid's name over here, I see my kid's name over here. Where do they really stand? Well, that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to look at where they really stand. So I have a student helping me right now pass out your child's ACT test results so that you can look on them. You can look at them right now and we can discuss them. Okay? What you're getting is the score report view that's on the right. Okay? And what I have on the left is a website view. And I thank Abigail Morris for allowing me to take a picture of her results and sharing them with you. She gave me permission to do that. And so I just want to show you how it looks and how it reads. So as you're looking at your results right now, you can kind of see where we need to work, where we need to grow, and that kind of thing. Okay? All right, so the website view says composite score. And it's very prominent. Of course, the student report says it too. Okay? The website view is a little different because it gives you the green checks. Are you college ready? Are you college ready? And here is what it says. English. Is she college ready? Yes. But she can improve even more. Okay? Math. Is she college ready? Not quite. but she's very close. Okay? And now, what I want to share with you is not only their results, but I want to share a chart with you to kind of really show you how close she is. It's not like 20 questions away. She's just a few questions away from getting that 19 that she needs. Okay? All right, reading. Is she ready? Yes. She can even improve more. Science. Is she ready? No, but she's very close. Okay? So we can basically show her how to get ready on that website. She can click all of those things and actually see them. Now, on the student report, it breaks it down a little further for you. Look at this on English. She ranks in the 82nd percentile of everybody in the United States on the English test. So she scores at that level with all of other students. Okay, she is at the 82nd percentile rank. She scores higher than 82% of the rest of the people. Okay? Usage and mechanics, 78. Rhetorical skills, 86. And look at that 78. That part right there is basically grammar. Subject, verb usage, punctuation, capitalization, commas, semicolons, dashes, hyphens. That's all things that she can work on. She can actually review the rules and kind of improve there. Look at mathematics. Okay, I can see where Abigail's weak. It's 100% clear to me because look at this. Plane geometry and trigonometry. 26%. That's where she needs her focus. So all of these scores have been shared with the math teachers so that they can say, hey, I probably need to hit on a few of those. But, you know, she's got room for improvement here and here. Let's go over this algebra. Let's go over this geometry. Let's go over these things to get kids solidly prepared for this ACT test. On reading, 81%, 79%. The social studies and science, she's at 81. Arts and literature, she's at 79. Our art teacher, our music teacher, our business teacher, they have been told, make kids read something in your room. Because if they do that, a kid might come across something they've already been exposed to in class. It's going to make that section more easy for them. Okay? All right, so science. She ranks higher than 63% of all other students that take the science test. She's very close to her benchmark right there, 23. The highest score you can get on ACT is 36. Well, you see that she's at 26 in English, 27 in reading, 22 in science, 17 in math. We just got to get her to those benchmarks. A little bit of growth in science, a little bit of growth in math, and she'll be there. Okay? So that's what I want you to do. Now let's take time and look at this chart right now. So let's see what she needs to do to improve and what your child needs to do to improve. Let's say your main focus is to get them that 18. That's wonderful. I'm there with you. I want that to happen too. But your main focus might be to get them that 20 for tops. Okay? So let's look at it. Let's see what they need to score. So let's take a look at this sheet right now. All right. So, in order to improve our scores, in order to help our school performance scores, we purchased 2 programs with Title I. One is Edgenuity and one is Kaplan. Edgenuity is virtual tutoring for the ACT components. In your parental folders that you were given the last meeting or the ones that you picked up tonight, you open the front page, you're going to see your student's login name and passwords right inside there. Okay? This provides instructions based on specific areas of the ACT. I had a student last year that had consistently scored 22, 20, 21 on the ACT, but never scored what he needed to score in math. So he focused strictly on Edgenuity math He did about 2 to 3 hours a day, focusing, sharpening his math scores. And he made the 19 that he needed to make. And that was the difference. That was scholarship money for him. Okay? So, it's all depending on what your student wants to do. How do they want to improve? How can you help us help them improve? This Edgenuity program would cost you $199 per course. Okay? But it's free to you because we purchased it by Title I for Grambling students. So you see your tax dollars are at work helping our students out. Okay? Kaplan. It's a self-paced program with lessons and practice tests. And those practice tests in there, they're just like the ACT. They're done on the computer, but it gives them the results right then and there. And it also shows them where they're weak, what they could use to work on, how they can focus on their strengths and their weaknesses. Score reports can be found on the program, and the student login name and password are also available in your folders that you have picked up last time or tonight. The cost of this program will be $300 for you, except for we've already purchased it for you. For all Grambling students. If you have a child that's a younger child that's in 9th grade, they have one. Okay? They have a username and password. So please understand, these are programs that we want you to use. Now on Kaplan, all of my students, and that means 11th and 12th grade, have been given a sheet that says, here's how you can pace yourself. This is how you can go through all of the program tutoring that's available on there before the March 1st test. I'm going to give each one of you one of these, too, so that you can see that they have access to that. Okay? So, I see another problem in doing all this research. I looked at what is our problem, why are we struggling on some of these standardized tests, and we have a huge problem with literacy. Literacy meaning our students have trouble understanding works that are written on their grade level. As you can see, I've removed all names. All of this is anonymous. But you can see this is a list of our 31 seniors that are here at this school, brick and mortar school. Okay? And here is their reading level, according to tests that we give. Okay? And you can see this senior class, I have a lot of people that are on level. I have one right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. All those 12, 12.9, 12.9 plus, okay? That means they're on the 12th grade after 7 months of school, 12th grade after 9 months of school, plus a year. So that's a college level reading. College level reading. I have one right here that's 11.4, 11th grade after the 4th month of school. I have one right here, 12th grade after the 4th month of school. But then I have some that are 5th grade. And I have some that are 6th grade. And I have some that are 4th grade. Okay? Y'all understand that I've taken a look at this and I've said, okay, let me look at these students a little closer. And guess what? It correlates with the ACT. Those students who are avid readers, who actually read their assignments in class, who actually pay attention to the things that are being read in class, who actually focus on their assignments, they're the apples of my eye, and they're the budding people. So I want y'all to understand that it's very important. We do have a literacy problem at Grambling High School, but if you're bad at something, what do? You practice it. If you're bad at something, you practice it. So what do we need to do? We need to practice it. Okay? We need to practice reading. Our juniors are in a total different ballgame. Do you see anybody that is on a junior level? No. Okay? And this year, our juniors will take the ACT on March 1st. Every single one of them will take that ACT on March 1st. And with reading levels like this, it gets you concerned about what they are going to produce on that ACT score. So you've got to understand that when you have a 7.0, a 5.8, and a 4.5, then you're going to question your results. Okay? So please understand that here's where we stand now, and this is what we got to do to improve. So we are going to first of all sign the forms of consent. And then I'm going to give you the future, notice of future meetings. And I'm going to also ask you to sign up for this parental involvement program just on your phone. All you have to do is text this code to this number. And when you send that text, it automatically signs you up to my parental involvement notification. And I can tell you, hey, we got a meeting, don't forget that. Hey, did your students do this? Did your students do that? Have you talked to them about future plans? Have you discussed their reading levels with them? What have you done? Okay? So this is a tool for me to kind of keep in touch with you as well. Okay? So what is our next step for our partnership? Well, our next step is to begin this literacy program at home. Begin overseeing your students through ACT prep. Discuss future plans with your child. Set goals academically, financially. Set all those goals. Let me outline our literacy program right now. I have a sheet. I have books for your students to pick up free of charge. They can use them. They can write in them. They can mark in them. I have vocabulary words that go along with those books. Okay? These are things that you can use to help them improve in the areas in which we are weak. Okay? So, at this time, I'm going to tell you this, that there is food that's in Mr. Thomas's classroom. It's the second period, second classroom on the left down here. And what I want you to do is go ahead and help yourself to the food and drinks. And if you just want to take your food and drink and go home, I know everybody's busy, you can definitely do that. Stop by the first two tables here. One table has your gift for tonight, which is the calculator that students can use on their ACT Saturday. They can take that calculator on to use in their college courses. They can have that calculator for use in their classes. It is theirs to do whatever they need to do with it, but make sure that they keep up with it because it is an important tool. So if you would just stop by the table out here, tell them your name, we'll mark your name off the list, we'll give you the calculator. Also, if you want to pick up the books for your student for the literacy program, you can stop by that desk and we'll have students there letting you take those books home with you. But if you don't have any more questions, the next direction is food and pick up gifts. Of course, give me your consent form and your survey. And visit the tables in the front, and if you have any questions, you can come back in here. Myself, Dr. Payne, and Ms. Thomas is available for question and answers. Okay? Thank you very much for coming, and I hope to see you at our next meeting.